Alrighty guys, welcome to today's workout. So it is Monday, it is the 20th of April, so hopefully you guys are settling in to a nice good day. We have got a decent amount of work today, so just want to remind everyone that, you know what, I think last week was probably our worst week as a group. A lot of us got maybe 2 to 3 sessions in, you know, just through either work or just through motivation. But at the end of the day, we're looking for consistency, okay? So we're gonna give you guys a lot of work in terms of choices to do. All right, so that's where, again, if you do need to screenshot some workouts across the week, you know, the skills, the prehab, the rehab, that sort of stuff. Those of you guys that have a barbell, there's a fair bit of barbell work every day. Those of you that don't, there's a lot of skills stuff. Again, pulling from our prehab, rehab focus, and then also our skills classes from our Saturday. So there's definitely a lot of work that you can do if you try to have that 2 or 3 days of consistency towards like what you're trying to work for. But again, if you need to contact us in terms of having a bit of a focus, we can sort of help you in that sense of saying, okay, Tuesday is going to be this, Thursday is going to be this, or maybe do this. But again, just keep in contact with us and we can go from there, okay? So today we do have a decent warm up in terms of just 4 minutes, so 4 minutes of moving. So there is a run or a row or a bike, so whatever you've got that you can use for 4 minutes. So some of you have a nearby track that you can do as a nice warm up. That being said, some of you have borrowed some rollers, some bikes off us, so you can get nice and general, nice and steady. No need to sprint it. Those who got nothing, that's cool. You can just do 30 star jumps, maybe some mountain climbers, just keep moving. I prefer something like a nice steady star jump with some walkouts, so you kind of get a good active movement with a bit of a stretching movement, okay? So then it's nice and consistent, but again, set yourself a timer. We're maybe going 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. You're going 4 rounds, but at least you should be nice and warm. But then a bit more specific with our warm up going into squat thrusts, alrighty? So make sure the hands go down, core's tight, pop the legs out, standing up. So you want to add the speed to the hips, keep that core tight. And then you got 12 scorpions. So again, laying on the ground, so pretend I'm laying on the ground, reaching around that side, getting a good stretch through the lower back, but also the shoulders, alrighty? So 12 total, 6 per side, there is 2 rounds. Alright, so now we come over to mobility. So mobility is again 2 rounds. We're getting down to the bottom of a squat, alrighty? Elbows on the inside, and then we're just gonna rotate up as high as we can. And again, that side. So I don't know if you noticed, but my hips are a bit tight, so I moved a bit. So as you sort of come up, try to make sure that you don't move the legs at all, and it's just all through the upper back, okay? So it's 10 total, 5 per side. All right. Ooh, it's got scorpions there. I think that's right. That's right. So then from there, you're going to go into your ollie. There's a fair bit of ollie today, so I'm just going to quickly go through it. But essentially with the ollie, we're looking for a good 90-95%. So, you know, you have done a little bit of work at 70, 80. So you now just full technique, squat snatch, clean, squat, clean and jerk. Load it up, see what you got. So give yourself, you know, a little bit more time with the snatch to get to 90-95%. Look, if it feels good, go for 2 reps. If you can't make it, go down to 85, 80 and really focus on that. And I wouldn't be against you guys doing maybe 3 or 4 singles at 80 or 85 reps just to really feel that technique if you can't quite hit 90-95%. Then going to the clean and jerk, your legs should be a little bit warm, same as your shoulders. Make sure you do warm up that front rack. So do a couple of push press and strict press, but then the legs should be warm. Should take a little bit less time to get to 90-95 or 95%. Same thing, if you can't quite get there, go the heaviest you can go with good form. We don't want these to be too ugly. So if you find yourself at 90% and you're going, and you really, okay, again, pull the weight back to 85 or anything lighter and get a nice solid hip drive catch, just so you are practicing good form at that high percentage. That's the focus today. Okay, so now we're going to the clean deadlift. Okay, so with this clean deadlift, we're looking at 5 sets of 2 reps at 100% or 105. So pretty much what you want around clean is, so whether your power clean's heavier than your squat clean, whatever's the heaviest, work that. Okay, so just remember, with our deadlifts, that they're not normal deadlifts. Our shoulders are over the bar, okay? We're being patient. So as we're coming over, our knees are going out, our back's nice and flat. As we come past the knee, shins are going backwards and up here. Then we bring the hips forward, but we're not bringing them all the way forward. We're keeping our shoulders here in line and not pushing the hips there, okay? So just remember, when we are focused on technique, we always say a few things. Use your legs, shoulders over the bar, and be patient, okay? So that's a couple of things that you guys need to remember in terms of if we're not there, don't just go by feel, focus on these key things, and at least that way, while we're out of the gym, you guys can still get better. Last one, 5 sets of 2 at 70%. As you can see, fair bit of legs, fair bit of hammies. So 5 sets of 2 is just to pretty much top up your legs, make sure the strength's pretty good there. 70%, some of you can pick that up off the ground, some of you might need to get someone to help you, or just go as heavy as you can. And as I said, if you go 5 reps, maybe at 65%, or even a little bit lower, but just work, feeling your position of that back squat for 5 reps. Not meant to be really grindy or hard, but just meant to activate the legs and build that strength a little bit, okay? On the other side, so from mobility, you have the choice of going to ollie or down to the odd object. So this is where some of you that don't have equipment, you're gonna grab something and load it up onto your shoulder, okay? So what we're looking for is an odd object on the shoulder. We're looking for 10 reps, so 5 reps here. So keeping that chest nice and upright. So try to find something that doesn't sort of hunch over and make you sort of crouch a bit or even round through the back, right? So try to find something that sits on your shoulder nice, that you can stay upright, all right? Knees out, getting nice and low for 5 reps, and then change it over to the other side for 5 reps. 10 total, but trying to get that little bit of unilateral work through your whole body, your hips, but also your core and your lower back. Okay, so it's 5 sets of 10. Reminder, 5 reps on that side, 5 reps on the other side is 1 set. Okay, so then from there, we go into your workout. Okay, so as you can see here, is that we've got a 1.6K run, 2K row, or 100K bike. Okay, so not many of you have all those options, so you pretty much have one of those options if you want to go for it. Okay, try to give yourself a good start. Okay, so I know that most of those things are quite tough. If you go all out, that's the only thing you're doing today. But if you do go pretty hard in it, the other movements, you can bring the heart rate back down, you can get the legs moving as you go through. Okay, so just remember as well, you're going to go into 2 rounds of 40 dumbbell clean and jerk. So with that, it can be a kettlebell, but what you're going to do is you're going to take it from the hang. So bring it up to the hip, alrighty, and you're going to go up to the shoulder and all the way up, alright? So make sure it does touch the shoulder. So there's 2 movements, it's not a snatch, okay? So same thing, if you do have a kettlebell, come from the hang, bring it to your shoulder, and go overhead. So it's pretty much overhead, it doesn't have to be a jerk. If you need to jerk, that's fine. But with that 40, it's 20 on one side, 20 on the other. You can break it up 5 and 5 if you want to, but try not to go alternating reps. That'll be quite tough, okay? Then you got 30 V-ups. Now, depending on how your V-ups are, right, I want to make sure these are quite challenging. Otherwise, you'll get it done really easy. I know some of you can do it quite well, that when you come up and you start revving out a few, you start bending the legs, it's a lot more repeatable. So I'm speaking to you guys, is you want to stay nice and long with it, come up, high as you can, come down, right? Make that 30 V-ups as hard as you can, alrighty? Then with that jumping lunge, most of you have done these before, getting a nice, solid position from the ground so that heel's nice and flat, chest is upright, jumping through that front leg, changing in the air, okay? Try to make sure you're landing on the other foot and not on that back knee, okay? Your start position, that knee's on the ground, all right? So try not to do these ones where the knee doesn't touch the ground, or try not to do these ones where you don't really jump, okay? So that's 2 rounds and you're done. So we're looking for a time at the end of that after the buy-in of the run, row or bike, okay? If you don't have If you don't want to go for that option, we do have another option here. 20-minute AMRAP, 20 pike push-ups. So whether you're just here, coming down, pushing through, or whether your feet are up on a box, you're doing it. So that's where, if you can do a handstand push-up, recommend chuck your feet up on a box, a bench, or a chair. Do your pike push-ups that way. 20 V-ups, again, identify whether you can do it well, or you can do it, or if you struggle with it, if you do it well, make it harder, keep the feet straighter. 20 air squats, make sure the depth's there. Also make sure your top position, hips are forward. Get the glutes activating, don't just keep it in the quads, alrighty, because you're gonna need the quads for the jumping lunges, okay? So again, same thing, try to stay upright in it, try to keep moving. Keep us posted on how you go, guys. We've got a couple of new things starting this week. Just try and do our best in terms of keeping you guys motivated, but also just remember, don't beat yourself up if you don't get every workout in. But also, if you are really pushing yourself, try to keep yourself accountable in the sense where you're not cherry picking, right? Cherry pick where you need to. So, if you do feel like you don't want to go dumbbells, you feel like the AMRAP, the pike push-ups, the jumping lunges, the air squats is better for you, cool, go for it. But as I said, if you get to this point, you're like, oh, I just want to go for a 5K run, build that up. Again, that's where we never just let you guys go for a general bike ride or a general row. We always do the conditioning where we put a timer on it, we make it repeatable. So just remember that when you start picking a few of your workouts. Alright, so if you do, say, go for a run, I recommend break it up a little bit. So you're doing 1K, rest 1 for 1. Or if you're doing, 800 meters runs, do it every 5 minutes, every 4 minutes, depends how fast you are, okay? Again, if you need help with that kind of stuff, just shoot us a flick message, flick us a quick message, and we can help you out, okay? Love you guys, chat to you soon. Bye.